Good. It's your boy Czar, all rights reserved with the retro gear, bringing things back to the start. All right. So I got another person to talk to. This was the main person that actually hit me up previously. We got some distance, so I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna be talking to them very shortly. Um, First thing I want to say, dealing with the situation. What I find very crazy is I'm starting to learn that he was dealing with some more serious issues than I think publicly was admitted. And the way I feel about this is there were so many people around him demanding things, wanting things right now, right then and there, that it became tiresome. So his ideology was getting away from it, was stepping back from people, getting away from people around him. No matter how much he did of his own free will, it seems they just wanted more and more, but they wanted more and more of what they wanted. One thing that's not talked about much, um, actually, if you look closely in detail, he was buying houses for family immediately around him. And I thought that was really cool because he went out of his way to do it. But here's where my skepticism is. Was that not enough for some people? He wanted to get you a house, but you wanted a business, you wanted extra cash, you wanted the finer things, but he wanted to get the necessities. Was this an underlying problem for someone? And it brings me back to the story. Don't y'all remember the story where they said there was an argument that ensued shortly before his incident? Do you think, in your opinion, I should say, do you believe it's a possibility he was dealing with people pulling his arm left and right, yanking him away from his intentions? Remember, he was helping children, he was doing different things. It wasn't around spending money on the finer things to spoil a family member. Do you think this could have been an underlying situation? Because in their mind, they tried to do all they could for him, and they felt like he was take he took them for granted. When it's crazy because last thing I remember in his story, he had actually left home to go live with Bruno, as he claimed he was doing. If this is the case, how deep did it really get when he chose to come back around family? And that's really making me think. Now, here's the thing. I got someone very close that has information, and the way it's being delivered are in spurts. So I only get the details as they go or as the time calls for them. So as I begin to recognize this situation, it's helping me to build an understanding of exactly what was happening. And as I'm doing that, of course, I'm checking Dow and S&P 500. Always know the way the stock market's moving. It'll help you develop what you actually want to do in the future. Just some knowledge. I'm finding this very interesting because the more I'm looking into it, he was being tortured not because he was expected to do something, not because there was something going on, but there was a lot of people interacting around him a certain way that it was for self. Now, I ask you, do you think it would have been a problem if someone came to him with a concern that a situation was up and he wanted nothing to do with it? What limits would they be willing to go to get his attention? Or what extent would they be willing to go to in order for him to get the attention they want to win what they call a prize, which would be everything he earned on his own too? That's the question. Now, I'm talking about this, and I'm already prepared for the comments. Because from my position, if I'm speaking like this, one thing to be noted, best believe feds are looking at it the same way. It is what it is. This is how they're looking at it. They're looking at who's spending the most now that he's gone, who's doing the most, who's going left to right, to and fro, who's flying across seas to Jamaica, riding. Like, they're watching all of that. So I say that to say this. If you want to tell me there's nothing funny going on around it, that's your opinion. I always, y'all can speak your opinion at any time. You're good. You're good. But what I'm telling you are the facts. This is the reality of what's happening. This is exactly what's in the situation. So, my advice is that you look at it, it is what it is. It's right in front of your eyes. You got to look at it for what it is. There still is details that need to be created around that situation. And still, Jenny, there's one thing I asked you. What doctor did you go to that day? That's all I asked. What's the in your vicinity? Did you travel to another city just to go to the doctor? In your vicinity, I've checked. No, not me. I'm sorry. Commenter Nation, greatest nation since United Nations. It is a team game. We've checked many, many, many spots. What doctor are you claiming to have gone to? And be careful, because what was told to me, you said his mom drove you. Is that true or is that false? And if so, what doctor? Because there's something that needs verified if that is what happened. Remember, your claim to the estate is having his child, okay? Which is your right. You've shown no proof, which you can do. It's your right not to. But you're staking claim to it, which means that it has to be proven as your child, which means it must be recorded somewhere that this is your child. Now, I've checked 3 different places where it's normally recorded. I personally have not found the proof yet that this was verified in the system. Is this verified to the courts? I've spoken to them. They had no knowledge. And I'm talking to my people behind the scenes where I actually look at your stuff. Like, stop playing. What knowledge is there? What proof can be proven to shut us all up that is what it is? He's accepting it because I have blatant proof and people ready to come forward with evidence of you making threats to them. That gets more serious. Do you know that's multiple felonies? You're making threats to potential other women who are claiming to be in your situation, but you're threatening them. One of them, you took someone and drove by, whatever you were doing, sending people by. Those are felonies that'll get you football numbers. I already checked it. I checked Florida law. I spoke with authority down there. That's football numbers. I don't know how old you are right now. You would be 40 by the time you step out of prison for what you've done. They showed me the proof. I read it. I asked lawyers. This is threats. Clear threats. Read them. You would be doing football numbers. You know that? You know that, right? Wait, you know that, right? You know that, right? You know that. You know those football numbers, right? What number you want on the field? What number? What's your favorite number? What number would you like on the field? 20? 30? 15? What's your favorite number? To be honest, I think Cleo is good enough to take care of the kid. I think she doesn't need you around to take care of her grandson. You've made various threats to many women. With the amount of women you've done it to, it's football numbers per case. You know that, right? You know that. You know that? You know that? Hmm. Just as long as you know that. I'm okay as long as you know that. I don't mind the other stuff as long as you know that. As long as you're okay with that, okay. You made some serious threats to these women that just wanted to be checked. One of the women was scared to. I got them ready to tell their story, baby girl. I got them ready to tell their story publicly. You know what I want you to do, right? Do I have to tell you to do it? You know what I want you to do, right? I want you to do it again and again and again and again. Keep doing it. I'm begging. Look, this is Czar. Please make more threats to them. Please. Please make more guys around. You know what? Guys around her, you know what happens to you, right? When she gets convicted, you know what happens to you, right? Football numbers with her. I'm making a football team. Czar's making a football team. Football numbers across the board, baby girl. Football numbers across the board. Which one of your goons wants 70? Which one of them wants 60? Which one of them want 40? I like recruiting the high numbers first. You know what? I like my numbers large. Which one of them wants 65? Which one of them want to shoot 44? We know y'all ain't built for them numbers, man. We know. This is me. It's me. I done already told you about yourself enough time. I already did it. We know. We know I did it. Which one of them want 50 years? Who's built the hardest out of them wants 50? Which one of them is built for 50? Who's built for 60? Who's built for 70? I'm looking for hands in the comments. Who's built for that many years? I want to see which one of them is built for that many years. You guys are the hardest, threatening women that want to come forward with their stories. You think, let me ask this. You think the feds don't got that? No, the feds don't got it. You just did it, and with your name tag to it, with your fake account, you ain't been traced on that fake account. They ain't got that right. Tell me when I've been wrong so far. Tell me when I've been wrong so far. Can't name a time. You can't. You know and I know. You know and I know. You know and I know who sent me. Come on. Do I gotta tell you? Do I gotta say it? All rights reserved.